Testing 1, 2, 3. Wait 1 second. All right. All right. All right. Okay, everyone. So this is the weather outlook for today. Got upgraded to an enhanced risk over here in the Great Plains or Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska. Uh, this is actually a wind and hail driven threat over here. Got a what's gonna call it? Yeah, we got a SIG one over here for the wind over here, and yeah, 30% wind risk over here. The Great Plains over here. Got on the East Atlantic coast over here in North Carolina, Virginia, some parts of Maryland right there. Now, hail risk, give a SIG one over here. Uh, Also in the Great Plains are Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Got 5, 15, 30% chance for that. This is what the enhanced risk is driven by. Uh, Tornado risk, not that high as others, not tornado driven enhanced risk, but I still have a 2 to 5% tornado risk over here. Yeah, 5% over here in Colorado, Nebraska, Wyoming. Again, 2% Colorado, Nebraska, Wyoming, Science River, Kansas. Uh, we got a 2% over here in the Atlantic coast over here. All right. All right, with storm reports. Uh, okay, so for storm reports, we have 11 tornado reports yesterday for June 22nd, mostly in the Great Plains over here. The tiny one over here in Texas. We have one over here in West Virginia. We got 329 wind reports. We have a lot over here in the East Atlantic, going down the southeast near Dixie Alley. You know, some of the Great Plains over here near Wyoming and stuff. And we have 92 hail reports. Uh, uh, okay, we got a bunch of hail reports in the Great Plains over here. And we have one over here down in Texas. Right, so I'll go over here. In today's fire outlook, we have a critical risk over here near Arizona and Utah border over here, and we have an elevated risk in Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico. It means conditions are favorable for a wildfire spark up in this area, so just be careful. You're camping or doing outside activities with fire or anything like that. There's a high fire chance over here. Now, if we go over to tomorrow's outlook for June 24th, uh, we have slight risk over here in the plains again over here. uh, we got slight risk in Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. You got marginal risk over here in Utah. You have some of the plains over here going down to the coastal plains in Mississippi all the way to Wyoming. You have marginal risk over here, sliver of Iowa, Illinois, and a lot of Wisconsin. And tornado risk, you have a small 2% tornado risk in the areas over here in the high Midwest and the Great Plains over here. Wind risk, you have a SIG 1 over here in the Great Plains over here, spanning over New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming. 15% SIG 1. We have 5% over here in Utah, and going from Mississippi to Wyoming, and we have it over here in the Wisconsin area. Hail risk, you have a SIG 1 over here in the Great Plains again, near Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. 15% hail driven risk and 5% over here, going from Texas to Wyoming, and over here again, the Wisconsin area. All right. So far, this is day 3's outlook for June 25th over here. Got another risk over here in the plains again over here. And yeah, we have a probabilistic over here too. 15%, 5% over here. And the Wisconsin area too. The day 4 outlook over here, we have 50% slight risk over here in Wyoming, Colorado, sliver of South Dakota, and Nebraska. Nothing for day 5 to day 8 so far. All right, we go to weather front over here. Check the composite reflectivity. You can see we got now we have some thunderstorms over here spanning from Texas connecting to Alabama over here, moving at seems like a south to southeast pace over here, and just got some smaller stuff up here in the high plains over here. Nothing really serious right now. All right, mesoscale discussion for Texas and Oklahoma border, or severe potential watch unlikely. Just going for another 2 hours and 2 minutes. Wind 55 to 70 miles per hour. Hail 1 to 1.75 inches. Yep. Then over here. All right. Composite reflectivity over here. Go from 12 a.m. You can see over here we got the spin still. All right. And see over here starts building up over here near the late morning hours near Oklahoma. It seems to like connect over here in the Oklahoma Dallas area. And it seems to go through Dallas at a southeast pace over here. Our seems to be moving south to southeast. In Arizona, you're gonna get some action too. Let's see on Tuesday and Wednesday, some monsoon probability and moisture. That's better. Yeah. This is a timeline for Arizona. It goes like this. Yeah, you get some action in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah. Over here. Got pushed out from the plains to the southeast. Could bring some bring all factors of hazards on today especially in the Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas area. For tornadoes, wind, and hail. Yep. He has some stuff going on over here. I'm looking at the significant tornado parameter. See, not much now. But you can see it starts building up over here on Tuesday. Actually, over here in the Colorado area early in the morning, even New Mexico. And Tuesday afternoon, these could move into Oklahoma and Texas, give a higher chance over here. And use this tool, you can see tornado patterns get up to 6.5 in some places. This could be potential for strong tornadoes near Perryton, Texas over here. Going further out. Yeah, this is the only tornado risk, which is Tuesday so far. So outlook's most likely going to get updated, but this is what you have for now. Supersite, composite parameter. See, there's a lot over here in New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, and Oklahoma. Seems to fade in and out over Tuesday and Wednesday. Could bring here to the high plains, to the south plains, over here to the southeast. All right. Tropical weather outlook. Still a disturbance over here in the Pacific Ocean over here. For Pacific Disturbance 1, Pacific Disturbance 2. For number 1, we have 30% chance of this. Yep. Some development is possible over here in the Pacific for here. Low chance, 30% chance. Over here, 2 days out is a 0% chance. 7 days out is a 40% medium. Over here, this is a higher chance over here. For a 7-day outlook, over here, 2 and 7-day outlook are both 30%. So both low chances over here. Now the excessive rainfall outlook. That's today and Tuesday. You see you have a slight risk over here in the plains over here. Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas, even times of Colorado. Some possible risk of excessive rainfalls could lead to localized flash flooding. Even a marginal risk from Alabama all the way up to Nebraska over here. And with a slight patch over here in the eastern Atlantic over here near Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, and North Carolina. Just be on the lookout, listen to weather alerts for flash flooding. Then Wednesday, another slight risk over here from Mississippi all the way up to Colorado, Nebraska. Could be more flash flooding. Over here, we have a slight risk over here in Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. And a marginal risk from Florida Panhandle all the way up to Wyoming, almost to Montana over there. Friday, we have a smaller marginal risk from Oklahoma over here to the mid-Mississippi Valley and Midwest over here. The temperatures outlook right now. See it here. Not surprised Phoenix is the hottest here. Yeah, current temperature outlooks over here. See it right here for yourself. Look at the accumulation over here. See, it's rainfall starting to increase over here. Going to Tuesday. You see it increased over here near Texas and Oklahoma border. Rain could be up to near 4 inches of rain over here. Could bring some flash flooding possible over here. Sorry, the slight risk in place. These kind of placed throughout the United States. The high plains, low plains to the east, up to Maine and stuff, even Arizona. Right here, it brings some precipitation amounts. Yeah, could be localized flash flooding. And load over here. You can see this dry line over here. This barrier over here, not enough precipitable water over here. You can see it's all in the east to the plains and stuff like that. So you kind of shifts over to the plains over here, especially higher pink amounts over here. See some moisture being driven to Arizona for monsoon amounts. Could bring some rain over here too, possibly. Hopefully, it's been so dry in Arizona. Yep, that's what it looks like right now. See the storm motions a bit. Give it 2 minutes to load. And storms to be hanging over here, south to southeast over here in the plains, up over here in the west. That could be hanging north, northeast, maybe even east possibly over here. All right. Look at the cloud cover right now. Oh. All right, cloud cover right now. See a lot of cloud cover in the plains. Oh, a little more further back. Cloud cover in the northeast over here, covering multiple states. Over here in the plains too, in the ocean. Go in the future big, and see it starts to cover a lot of the plains and eventually some Midwest. But down here, Arizona could bring some more heavier cloud cover. Bring cloud cover to a lot of the United States. Over here. When we look at the Cape values over here, you can see it gets pretty high over here. So it kind of dies out over here, increases over here on Tuesday today. So it increases to almost 5,000 joules per kilogram over here. I mean, the atmosphere more unstable. And it goes down here, kind of goes slips into Colorado to southeast, dies out again, and it starts to build up again Wednesday afternoon. And yeah. What it looks like so far. We click this one with the CPC outlooks over here, Climate Prediction Center outlooks. You can see temperatures actually supposed to be spiking way below average over here in the United States, in the Rockies and Northeast, in the western portions of the United States. And it's a really high pressure system over here in the mid-Mississippi Valley, the Midwest, especially over Tennessee, Kentucky. Supposed to be way above average. Very two different spots over here. Middle's right here. Supposed to be Arizona, it's the North Dakota Canada border. This is for the 6 to 10 day outlook. The 8 to 14 day outlook, everything kind of slips to above average somewhere in the United States, except for Northwest over here. Washington, Oregon, some parts of California, Nevada, and Idaho. It's a tiny sliver of Montana. The monthly overall is supposed to be above average over here for Northwest, slipping down here, kind of skipping the Midwest and high plains and going all the way up to Maine. Precipitation is kind of mixed over here. Got a tiny sliver over here from Brownsville, Texas, all the way up to Tucson, Arizona. A tiny sliver over here. You have a tiny sliver of more likely above average near this tiny border over here. Over here in Texas. And then it's below average for the coastal plains over here, all the way to Nevada and California. And another area of above average precipitation from northwest to the Midwest to northeast near the Great Lakes over here. 8 to 14 day outlook, above average precipitation over here, driven by above average monsoon predictions over here. And we have below average over here from Dallas all the way over here to Reno, Nevada, all the way up to Salt Lake City, Wyoming, all through these states. The area of above average over here precipitation for the entire state of Washington, some portion of Oregon, sliver of Montana and Idaho. Over here, above average for a good portion of the Midwest and Northeast, spanning from Maine all the way down to Kentucky, all the way to the tiny sliver of Montana over here. And monthly, oh, you have a little area over here in Florida too. So above average precipitation near Miami, Florida, and Key West, Cape Coral. Now monthly, you have a bare area over here, above average precipitation for Arizona, driven by above average monsoon. Oh, all the state of Arizona and Utah is in here. Good amount of Colorado, some of New Mexico, some of Wyoming, Idaho, good portion of Nevada, some parts of California are in this. We have below average precipitation for monthly for Seattle area in Washington, like western half of Washington basically, and a tiny sliver of Oregon. Below average over here for high plains and high Midwest, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, tiny sliver of Michigan, and tiny sliver of Montana. And above average over here, for this area over here, and the Mid-Mississippi Valley to Midwest, above average over here for precipitation. Below average over here, in Texas Gulf over here, Houston, New Orleans, entire area is below average over here. Yep. Active weather alerts right now. See some heat risk over here in Arizona, over here in New Mexico, Texas, Colorado. It's basically a bunch in the west over here. Got some flood alerts, some coastal alerts, and special weather statements here for some slightly strong thunderstorms. Again, this is the current radar over here. Got line storms from Alabama all the way up to Texas and Oklahoma. Still got this mesoscale discussion over here. All right. Wait for it to load. Perilous Pickle says good morning. What site is this? This is Weatherfront. Alright. The Cape values really quickly again. See a high Cape values over Texas over here. Going from Houston to Dallas could be up to 5,000 joules per kilogram almost. This over here in Oklahoma to Texas border. Slips into Colorado right here. Yeah, we actually do reach 5,000 near Guymon, Oklahoma. And on compost reflectivity. Oh, wrong one. All right. Here, Texas, you have some scattered storms over here in the north. Be inclined to southeast near Dallas area. Not much for South Texas in the next couple days. Some stuff over here. Washington, it's dry right now. Looks like the storms start building up Wednesday afternoon. Central, East Washington, some parts of Western. uh, all right. Ow, my back. All right, let's ignore that. Uh, Now if you look at the total QPF over here, the next couple of days could bring some heavy amounts of precipitation over here to North Texas to Louisiana. The value's up to 8 inches of rain over here, 8.5 inches. Could bring some significant flooding in some rural areas. Over here in Texas, could bring high amounts. Oklahoma from the northeast to the southeast near Dixie Valley to the Midwest. Great Plains, even some parts in Arizona, get some rain over here. Right. Look at the dew points. See, dew points are high over here in Texas. Or, hold on. Wait for it to load. Yeah, dew points are pretty high over here in Texas. You have in the 70s over here, some 60s over here. The west is a big, giant, basically a pressure system blocking all the moisture over here. But it could increase for the next couple of days with some monsoon moisture over here. Yep. Say, next Monday. I'm not sure it goes out that far, but I don't think it goes out that far. Sorry, man, it doesn't go out that far. It goes out to Wednesday. I could do another live on Saturday, though, for Monday outlooks. Yeah, Saturday I can do another live stream for you, Perilous Pickle. All right. Yeah. Again, over here, back to SPC outlooks. You can see today, still have the enhanced risk over here. Yeah. And again, enhanced risk over here, still in Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska. We're driven by a wind and hail threat still. Be cautious if you're in these areas. Or on top of general thunderstorm risk over here too. In some parts in Arizona, New Mexico, or not New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and California over here. Higher risk for today is obviously right here. So area you gotta look out for the most. Yeah. Those storm reports. We looked at storm reports for yesterday already. We look at for back on what was the day? Sunday over here. You can see we got 47 tornado reports over here still. It outdid the slight risk that was placed for there. Yeah, outdid the slight risk over there, and you got a lot of wind reports over here from a possible derecho that hit through Oklahoma, going to that hit Kansas, went through Oklahoma City Metro. We got a confirmed tornado in El Reno last night, actually, really early morning, like 1 in the morning or something like that. Also, got some hail reports in the Great Plains over here. Yep. And mesoscale discussion still have that one near the Texas and Oklahoma border where the thunderstorms are at right now. Highest chance over here. Got some isolated hail up to 1 inch possible. Some wind gusts 55 to 70 miles per hour. Oh, you see that, huh? Let me close that up. Hi, yeah. All right. What else can we look at over here? Tomorrow's fire outlook. We have isolated fire risk from dry thunderstorms over here, specifically in the Four Corners region near Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, and time part of Wyoming. Got elevated risk over here for strong winds from Nevada into a slight area of Utah. Oh, yep, and then uh, what else do we have here? Day 3 to 8 fire outlook. We got areas over here in Arizona to Colorado, Utah, Nevada. Uh, yeah. Got uh, some risk over here too. Uh, yeah, this is what it looks like over here. Oh, fix that. Yeah, we have a 10% over here for this area, and yeah, for day 3 outlook, you're a 10% chance of reading a Four Corners region. You got a 40% chance, more higher area in Nevada and Utah for the fire risk. Uh, yep. Day 4 outlook over here. Got a larger 40% area over here. 10% chance in the Four Corners region. Day 5 or 40 and 70% chance over here. Much more higher probabilities of fire. Day 6 it switches to the Four Corners region. 7 goes back down to the 40%. Day 8 is another 40% over here. Dry, hot wind conditions, perfect for a fire. Low humidity, low dew points. Good night, chat. Good night, Perilous Pickle. See you in the next stream when. Oh yeah, I mentioned these day 3 to 8 down here is for the dry thunderstorms. Over here. Thunderstorm outlooks right now. Got a 10%, 40% chance from the high plains, low plains, and the east coast over here. You start spiking to 70% near the Gulf over here, or not the Gulf, the eastern coast over here. And then, yeah, it's still over here. 20Z to 00Z outlook. Yep. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right. That's in the live pretty soon. Let me see here. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop streaming now. Covered most of the outlooks already, so yeah, good night everybody. See you in the next live stream.